Hello guys, your boy Kate. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm just going to be reviewing Arsenal's 2-0 disappointing defeat in the first leg of the Carabao Cup. If you're new and you're returning, you haven't already hit the subscribe button, smash the like button down below, comment down below your thoughts and share this video as well. I'm almost at 1,000 subs. You can tell I'm a bit dejected. I'm recording this the day after. On the night of, I was just a bit numb. Not that I was angry, not that it was anything I didn't expect, but I was just numb. Like, I've seen that performance time after time after time after time again. Sometimes we win those games. We get, a few good I'm saying Timber takes his chance, Saliba takes his chance, and maybe it's 2-2, maybe Martinelli's goal goes in, and then we're looking at 3-2. But the overall performance didn't make me happy. I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans complain about the performances ain't enjoyable, the football isn't enjoyable, and it hasn't been. I really wanted to win this tie. I think that's why I'm a bit upset, because I felt like it's a trophy that we got to the semi-finals. Newcastle, albeit in good form, they're a good team, a team we should be beating, especially at home. And even if we had taken those chances, I think I would have still come out of that game happy that we won, but just a bit questionable about, like, is that all that we could produce? Anytime we do win, we don't, I think I said it, like, fans have complained, and I've been one to be a bit more optimistic, a bit more hopeful, a bit more positive, a bit more looking at everything in the glass half full. When players are out of form, I tend to want to support them. When players are in form, obviously I probably gas them a bit too much. When Arsenal aren't in the best of games or haven't played their best, I try to look at the positives, obviously comment on the negatives. But I feel like when you're seeing consistent flows and consistent trends continuously, you have to start questioning things. I think you look at the team and you look at what started. Trossard on the right was never going to work. Which goes on Mikel. You had the option of playing Jesus. Kai Havertz today was absolutely shocking. So was Martin Odegaard. But this has been constant. Of course, Bukayo Saka's daily miss, and if he was here, it wouldn't make a big difference. But the fact that we were reliant on one player, like a lot of teams are, is sad. We've had the same front line, the same attacking players for almost 2 years now, and we haven't made no signings. It starts to disappoint me, because now I'm starting to lose my hope in terms of actually believing we're going to do something this year, because I've seen this performance many times. We can go to the Brighton game, we can go to the Ipswich game, we can go to the Everton game, even though we won the Ipswich game, we can go to the Fulham game. Just this season, I can go to last year, Aston Villa at home, I can go to West Ham at home. Same and same and same and same and same again. We play on the margins, which is good if Mikel wants to do that. But if you're going to play on the margins, which means you're not going to give teams too much, you're going to kind of concede how many chances you're going to make. You need to buy quality players that if they only get 3 or 4 chances a game, a lot of them can take 2 or 3 of them. So that way you're not complaining every time about not making that many chances, because your players are clinical. We don't have clinical players. That chance from Kai Havertz, closing his eyes, using his shoulder. I did make a video earlier this year about, is he Arsenal's dream striker? I don't think he is. I think he's a great player. I don't know if you ever will become a deadly striker, because deadly strikers don't do that. I can argue if you miss, in terms of the keeper saves it or you head it full power, it goes over. But that finish summed up a lot of things. Yesterday, the only bright performances were from Miles Lewis-Skelly and probably Martinelli, and he didn't even show the level of quality that I expect from him. I'm looking at the bench, Raheem Sterling. Obviously, maybe he's come back from fitness. A waste, because we haven't used him. Mikel clearly is probably putting a sign out to the board, a team, about, oh, I'm not going to use these kind of scarce options, these secondary options that you want to give me. But why is he there? We bought Marino Calafiori. They didn't come on into this game. Obviously, it's understandable, because people playing their position, Mikel's probably trying to measure it out. But it just shows how poor the business has been. And if we don't do anything this January to sign any players, to bring in more than one attacking player, because Odegaard isn't a 10. Odegaard isn't a 10, he's an 8, and I think he will be an amazing 8, but he's not a 10. His instincts, his play style, his specialities don't fit into that role. And we're seeing it now, because we're not creating any chances. I think I say this at the time. I want us to bring in a Kudus. I want us to bring in a player like Isak, who was balling out against Saliba and Gabriel yesterday. I want us to bring in whoever. But the problem is, we bring in these players and we're going to be relying on their individual quality so much to bail us out of games, to get goals, to get things. And if teams, game plan against those players, what are we going to do? We don't have any creativity in the middle. We don't have a 10 that really wants to, thread balls in behind, that really wants to force things to happen, which really wants to create. So it affects the team, because players now that we're expecting to step up, your Jesus, your Havertzes, your Trossards, your Martinellis, that haven't really, they need to be fed, and they're not getting fed at all. So we're not asking them to do individual stuff that they can't do. It's frustrating. And as I go into the rest of the season, this is, as I think I said it before the January window, it's even become even more because I'm pretty sure a lot of us Arsenal fans could have predicted this type of performance. Could have predicted this type of performance. We might go on Saturday against Man United. We might have a reaction. We might take our chances in the margins. We might. But I don't think overall the football we're going to play for 90 minutes is going to be entertaining. It's going to be swashbuckling. It's going to be of what we want. And it's understandable. So go get these players. Even now, in and amongst injuries, injury crisis after injury crisis, we still haven't seen any movement. Yes, Arsenal want to sign the right player. You want to sign the target. Move with pace. Move with vim. The same thing in the game. Timber taking long on his throw-ins. Players taking long to move the ball. No one doing stuff in ones and twos. No one threading the ball between the lines. No one playing the ball in between the pockets and into the striker. 1-2. No one driving the ball, committing players. Cross. Force. Lack of quality, man. Long ball here, long ball there. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. I think the players got to look at themselves. Some of these finished, I can remember Party against Man United, Party against Fulham. Like, what are we doing here? Guys was missing chances after chances. Gabriel, who did we play? And then he missed an open goal. I can't remember who you played. Like, just, I think Ipswich maybe, like, it just, but even though we're counting these 1 or 2 chances that we're missing, Martinelli should be scoring there. Probably the best out of all these other chances that we had. And obviously, probably the most difficult as well. Want him to score there because a deadly guy in that position scores there. But I can give him the benefit of the doubt because you have a lot of time there. It was a good finish. Another day, it curls right in. But even still, that would have just made it 2-1. Like, I feel like I don't know how to feel. I'm very, 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 very frustrated. Like, I'm very frustrated because as I said, I always try to be positive. I always try to look at the glass half full. I always try to, look at things where the numbers sometimes, I'm watching games now. I know what my eyes are seeing. And the hope that I have, the hope that I've bestowed into this team, to the manager, in terms of actually delivering things this season, obviously, coupled with the injuries, coupled with the decisions that we get from referees, it's just dwindling. And if we don't go and sign, I think 3 players now, because I think we should go and sign a striker, we should go and sign a winger, and we need to sign a creative player. Because if we sign a striker and a winger, albeit cool, maybe the margins in these games go outside and we win more games than we don't. And maybe I'm not complaining as much because if we're winning. But in terms of the football, in terms of the creativity, I need a 10, man. And it begs the question, obviously, at the end of the season, we'll have a lot of conversations. I'll do, a squad reassessment and be very, very honest, depending on where we finish and how things go. And even if we do win things, still, it needs to be refreshed. But Arsenal, the board, you can tell Mikel was putting up signs to the board and stuff about signings. What are you going to do? You got to challenge them more, bro. Because if you end this January with this kind of options or another loan option, just saying cheap option, Trossard, kind of 27 million, another loan, and then it doesn't go well, the fans are coming for your head and it's going to be difficult for anyone to really back you because the manager is always going to be the scapegoat. Like, Mikel got it wrong, man. I need to see a bit more change from this, man, because it's getting unmotivating. Like, I'm getting to the stage where I'm going to watch games and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy watching the game. Obviously, I want us to win, but it's getting to that stage, man. It's disappointing. I'm very disappointed, and obviously it's difficult for us to go second leg against Newcastle at St James Park and win there when we haven't won there in the last 2 occasions we've gone there. They're going to make it a physical game. They're going to make it a tough game. And I don't know if Arsenal are going to have the quality players signed by that time to help enable us to win that game and bring this tie back. So this might be a Carabao Cup out the window. Premier League is looking a bit bleak right now, even though I have hope. Champions League, FA Cup is still there. We'll see what we do on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember the game is against Man United. But at this point, they're probably looking at us, licking their lips. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Comment down below your thoughts, how you're feeling the morning of this game. I'm highly disappointed, and there's real things that need to happen at Arsenal. Otherwise, our season can really derail. And on top of that, things can get really peak. Catch you guys on the next video.